Young and the Restless star Michael Graziadei shares gorgeous BTS with Cait Fairbanks. The Young and the Restless star Cait Fairbanks is preparing to release an album this winter, but she and her co-star Michael Graziadei have a musical collaboration brewing, too. Graziadei teased fans with a clip he shared on Instagram of a song they know well due to their characters, Tessa Porter and Daniel Romalotti, performing it on the show. Key takeaways. The song Cait Fairbanks and Michael Graziadei are bringing to life off-screen. What this could mean for fans of their on-screen music. YNR stars hit the studio. Fairbanks doesn't just play a singer-songwriter on YN, she is one. This year, she's been working on an album in her downtime from the soap. Although it doesn't have an official release date, it's set to be released sometime in December. The actress has been in the studio laying down tracks with her boyfriend, musician Jay Rudolph. And, as her YNR scene partner revealed on Instagram, Graziadei spent some time recording a song with her as well. In the caption, "Here's a little clip of me and the super talented Cait Fairbanks working on something special for y'all." The star didn't give much away. However, what Fairbanks is singing in the video, while Graziadei accompanies her on acoustic guitar, is quite familiar to YNR viewers. It's "After All This Time," the song Tessa, Fairbanks, and Danny Graziadei wrote together. A duet that lives beyond the screen. After All This Time, which first aired in September, is a beautiful, stripped-down piece that highlights Fairbanks' voice, relying on the simplicity of its structure and the emotion in its lyrics to move the listener. In the clip shared below, Tessa is so enthusiastic about the art they've created, she suggests they perform it for Daniel's father, Danny, Michael Damian, at his wedding to his longtime love Christine Cricket, Blair, Laura Lee Bell. The wedding is a two-parter that takes place on Friday, November 21st and Monday, November 24th. The YNR stars being in the studio does seem to signal that Daniel's comment about cutting a record and making it available on vinyl or digital only wasn't just a mildly sarcastic deflection. While this isn't confirmed, After All This Time looks like it is going to be released in some capacity by Fairbanks and Graziadei, whether that's as a digital single or perhaps on the actress' upcoming album. When Michael Graziadei swung open the heavy studio door that Tuesday afternoon, the hallway lights of Stage 41 spilled over him like a warm greeting, soft, yellow, familiar. He paused for a moment, letting the hum of the studio settle in his chest. This place had been his second home for years now. The walls were always the same, lined with call sheets, safety flyers, and notices about lunchtime menu changes, but the energy in the air shifted daily, sometimes electric, sometimes calm, sometimes chaotic in the best possible way. Today felt like something in between, an in-between that smelled faintly of hairspray and freshly painted sets. He walked with his usual half-smirk, an expression that suggested he knew every joke before it had even been told. After all, he'd been on soaps long enough to know every punchline, every twist, every dramatic reveal. But today, something tugged at him differently. A feeling he couldn't quite name. And then he saw her. Cait Fairbanks sat cross-legged on the floor near the makeup stations, still in costume. The soft overhead bulbs surrounded her like a halo as she reviewed a set of notes on her phone. Her hair, pinned loosely for the next scene, framed her face in gentle waves. She looked peaceful, focused, and entirely unaware that she was being watched. Michael stopped 5 feet away, grinned to himself, and lifted his phone. Click. The shutter sound echoed lightly. Cait glanced up, startled, before narrowing her eyes with a mock glare. "Really?" she said, lowering her phone. "You're just going to paparazzi me at work?" Michael shrugged innocently. "The lighting is excellent. Can't waste good lighting." She snorted. "That's your excuse for everything." He held up his phone, showing her the candid shot. It was beautiful, soft, warm, completely natural. Her expression was thoughtful, almost serene, and the light captured the gold in her eyes. It didn't look staged. It didn't even look like a typical BTS moment. It looked like something else. Something more intimate. Cait looked at the photo for a long moment, then gave him a sideways smile. "Okay," she said. "That one's allowed." "Great," Michael replied. "Because I'm posting it later." A studio in motion. The set of The Young and the Restless was buzzing that day. grips adjusting lights, crew pushing platform walls into position, wardrobe assistants trailing ribbon and threads like enchanted seamstresses in a fairy tale. The energy was bright. The kind of bright that usually meant someone brought donuts or someone's storyline was about to explode. Michael and Cait were scheduled to shoot a string of emotional scenes, arguments, reconciliations, the usual dramatic cocktail the audience devoured with daily devotion. But off-camera, they fell into an easy rhythm that only years of shared scenes could build. They understood each other's timing. They could read each other's moods. They could communicate entire paragraphs with a single eyebrow raise. They walked toward their mark on stage B, passing the oversized prop coffee bar, one that every longtime viewer would recognize instantly. The fake pastries gleamed under studio lights. The coffee mugs were suspiciously empty. The bar stools hadn't moved in years. "Hey," Cait whispered to him as they waited for the director's cue. "Did you really post that picture already?" Michael lifted his phone again. On the screen was the photo, now softened with a warm filter, captioned, "BTS with the incredible at Cait Fairbanks. Always effortless." "You didn't," she whispered. "I did," he said, not looking remotely guilty. "My followers love authenticity." "And you think that was authenticity?" "I think it was gorgeous." Cait opened her mouth, and then stopped. Because there it was again, that strange warmth. That inexplicable flutter. She blamed it on the studio climate control. Or the coffee she hadn't finished. Or the fact that Michael could charm a brick wall into blushing if he wanted to. The director called for quiet. They stepped into the glow of the camera lights. The scene unfolded, heavy with emotion. Words they didn't write, but infused with parts of themselves. Nuances of real life, hints of shared laughter, echoes of trust. Snapshots in soft light. Later, during a lull in filming, they found themselves in the wardrobe hallway, a narrow space with racks of costumes packed so tightly they formed a velvet forest. Cait was fiddling with the zipper on her jacket, and Michael, in full BTS photographer mode, lifted his phone again. "You take more pictures than our official photographer," she said. "Because he takes pictures of everyone," Michael replied. "I specialize." "In me?" "No. In moments." She blinked. "That's actually kind of poetic." "I'm a poet," he said. "Didn't you know?" "No," she deadpanned. "And frankly, I'm not surprised at all." He laughed again, deep and warm and genuine. It echoed in the small hallway, mingling with the faint rustle of fabrics.